Why is it becoming increasingly difficult to know who to vote for in a forthcoming general election in Great Britain? Could you vote for the Conservative Party? Or indeed for the Labour Party in Great Britain? Welcome to this friendly musing in an attempt to, stimulate some awareness and start conversations about subjects that are currently exercising the mind of this particular mummer. See, the politicians at Westminster are rightly concerned about the safety of our members of Parliament. But to ensure this, they say, they're enacting laws to restrict free speech further, and are referring to largely peaceful protest marches as hate marches. But where is the hatred really coming from? And why all this increased hysteria just now? Surely not because the general election has to take place relatively soon. Do you remember 2014? See, one of the benefits of being old like me is that you can remember things that happened 10 years ago. Well, it was 2014 when a Member of Parliament for Bradford West, as it happens, was severely beaten up, hospitalised by a supporter of Israel, who was then quite rightly jailed for 20 months. There was not a single speech by a single politician then that I can recall. The mainstream media was almost totally silent about this. In fact, I can remember only one article on the subject in the Daily Telegraph by Peter Oborn. Well, of course, that honourable member was one Mr. George Galloway. And he must be evil, mustn't he? Because he supports the cause of Palestine. And, or so I'm told, believes in the rights of Muslims. Jews, Christians, and those of other faiths? Or none. See, I watched the video of the Palestinian Authority in the International Court of Justice pleading in the most civilized manner for one state from the river to the sea where all citizens could live peacefully together with equal rights irrespective of faith or lack of one. A position that Mr. Galloway seems to support. Yes. The same George Galloway, who on Thursday last won a record-breaking and overwhelming victory in the by-election in Rochdale in a democratic exercise, I believe, overseen and declared as fair by the public servants of that town. What an extraordinary reaction since from the Prime Minister of a Conservative government. And the leader of His Majesty's opposition, in calling the victory of Mr. Galloway in a democratic election, I'll remind you, beyond alarming to our way of life and our shared values. George Galloway, in his typically forthright and colourful manner, amuses us all by his description of Rishi Sunak as the right cheek and Keir Starmer as the left cheek of the same backside. Not language to everyone's taste, perhaps. But does he not make a salient point about the spanking delivered by the voting citizens of Rochdale to the two main political parties? I mean, everybody says that they're against racism and other forms of unjust discrimination based on colour of skin, gender, sexual or political persuasion, creed, and so on and so on. But their actions frequently betray their real allegiances. When I was in Budapest filming Going Postal by Sir Terry Pratchett, I was moved to tears by the memorial of shoes on the Danube riverbank, given to that city by sculptor Gyula Pauer and film director Kantogai. Please forgive my ignorance if I've mispronounced either of those names. The sculpture is a simple but poignant display of 60 pairs of old-style boots and shoes in cast iron, tossed higgledy-piggledy on the bank of the river. It is a monument to the Hungarian Jews shot and thrown into the Danube by members of the fascist Arrow Cross Party in 1944. I mean, this came to mind when today I came across a video showing the obscenity of a Jewish soldier standing in the middle of a bombed-out house in Palestine, holding up a pair of women's shoes that he then pledged to take back to Israel as a souvenir. The sadness of war is indescribable in my meagre vocabulary. You see, when political leaders like Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer permit such atrocities to be committed, encouraged and supported, largely, as far as I can see, in the pursuit of profit from all the oil in the Middle East, well, I find it difficult to determine whether to vote Conservative or Labour in any forthcoming general election. Wouldn't you have any qualms? Here is a poem by Howard Cohen, I think, which has come my way on the internet. A man set himself on fire because he felt what I feel. Desperate to save something precious. We have heard the screams, seen the torture, the rubbled masses, the babies shivering, then sniped, and now faces starved to the bone. And the man who could say stop, the one with the power we gave him, his tongue in cold cream, saying, soon, any Monday now. Hush. Think first. Don't tell me the Burning Man is mad. Tell me no one else must blaze to be heard. Shared values. Where is Mr. Sunak and Mr. Starmer's belief in free speech? Belief in freedom and democracy? Why can't they accept the democratic election of Mr. Galloway? Simply because they dislike what he stands for? I mean, I don't know everything that he stands for, and I probably don't agree with some of it. But so what? The people voted for him. And that is the kind of society I would like to live in. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. And may I end this particular chinwag by wishing us all love and peace. May God, if you believe in one, as I do, bless us all. Goodbye.